Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're tackling a common but often intimidating problem, a broken piece of glass. Whether it's a cherished picture frame, a small crack in a window pane, or a piece of decorative glass, you might be surprised to learn that you can often repair it yourself. Before you rush to throw it away, stick around because I'm going to walk you through the process step by step. We'll cover everything from safety precautions to the different types of adhesives and techniques to make your glass item look almost as good as new. This is a skill that can save you money and preserve your favorite items, so let's get right into it. First things first, safety is paramount when working with broken glass. The edges are incredibly sharp and can cause serious injuries. So before you even touch the broken pieces, you need to gear up. The most important things are a pair of thick cut-resistant gloves. Don't use thin latex or vinyl gloves. They offer zero protection. Work gloves, ideally leather or ones specifically designed for handling sharp materials, are what you need. Next, protect your eyes.
A small shard of glass flying into your eye is a trip to the emergency room, so always wear safety goggles or glasses.
Make sure they wrap around to protect you from the sides as well. Finally, work on a stable, flat surface that's easy to clean, like a workbench or a table covered with a thick cloth or cardboard. This will prevent further damage and make cleanup much safer. Now that we're prepped for safety, let's gather our materials. You'll need a few key items for this repair. The star of the show is the adhesive. For glass, you can't just use any old super glue. You'll want a specialized glass adhesive. There are two main types to consider: epoxy and UV curing resin. Two-part epoxy is very strong and great for filling gaps, but it can sometimes have a slightly yellowish tint and takes longer to cure. UV curing resin, on the other hand, dries crystal clear and cures very quickly, usually in seconds when exposed to ultraviolet light. For most clear glass repairs, a UV resin kit, which often comes with a small UV light, is my top recommendation. You'll also need some isopropyl alcohol and a lint-free cloth for cleaning, some painter's tape to hold pieces together, and a razor blade or craft knife for cleanup. Having some cotton swabs and toothpicks on hand is also great for precise application of the adhesive. Alright, let's talk about the cleaning process. This is probably the most crucial step for a successful repair. If the glass surfaces aren't perfectly clean, the adhesive won't bond properly and your repair will fail. Start by gently washing the broken pieces with warm, soapy water to remove any large debris or dust. Be extremely careful during this step, wearing your gloves, of course. After rinsing, you need to thoroughly degrease the edges that will be glued together. This is where the isopropyl alcohol comes in. Dampen a lint-free cloth or a cotton swab with the alcohol and meticulously wipe down every edge that will be joined. You want to remove any oils from your fingers, dust, or any other residue. Once cleaned, let the pieces air dry completely. Don't wipe them dry with a towel, as it could leave behind lint. With our pieces clean and dry, it's time for a dry fit. Before you even open the adhesive, carefully piece the glass back together like a puzzle. This allows you to understand how the pieces fit and to plan your gluing strategy. You can see which pieces should be joined first and how they will be supported while the glue cures. For more complex breaks with multiple pieces, you might want to number them with a non-permanent marker on an outer surface. Use small pieces of painter's tape on the front-facing side of the glass to hold the pieces together in their final position. This creates a sort of hinge, allowing you to open the crack, apply the adhesive, and then close it back into perfect alignment. This taping trick is a game changer, especially for flat pieces of glass. Now, for the main event, applying the adhesive. We'll start with the UV resin method, which is fantastic for clean cracks. With your pieces taped on one side, gently open the crack. Apply a very thin, even line of the UV resin directly into the break. A little goes a long way. Use a toothpick if you need to help spread it into any tight corners. Don't over-apply it, as excess will just squeeze out and make a mess. Once the adhesive is in place, press the pieces firmly but gently together. You should see the resin fill the entire crack. If there are any air bubbles, try gently flexing the glass to work them out. Once you're happy with the fit, it's time to cure it. Grab your UV light and shine it along the entire length of the crack. Follow the instructions on your specific product, but it usually only takes about 10 to 30 seconds of light exposure for the resin to fully harden. It's almost like magic. If you're using a two-part epoxy, the process is slightly different. First, you'll need to mix the resin and the hardener. Squeeze out equal amounts onto a disposable surface like a piece of cardboard. Mix them together thoroughly with a stir stick for the time specified in the instructions, usually about a minute. Once mixed, you have a limited working time before it starts to harden, so you need to be ready. Using a toothpick or a small brush, apply a thin, even coat of the mixed epoxy to one of the broken edges. Then, carefully press the pieces together. Use painter's tape or clamps to hold the pieces securely in place. Unlike UV resin, epoxy needs time to cure, often several hours or even a full 24 hours to reach maximum strength. You must keep the piece immobilized during this entire time. Make sure it's in a stable position where it won't be disturbed. Once your adhesive is fully cured, whether it's UV resin or epoxy, there's usually a little bit of cleanup to do. You might have some excess adhesive that is squeezed out of the crack. This is where a sharp, single-edge razor blade comes in handy. Hold the blade at a low angle to the glass surface and carefully shave off the excess hardened glue. Be very gentle and work slowly to avoid scratching the glass. Scrape away from the crack, not towards it. For any remaining stubborn residue, you can sometimes use a small amount of isopropyl alcohol on a cloth, but be careful not to compromise the repaired seam. The goal is to make the surface as smooth as possible, leaving only the fine, barely visible line of the repair. So what if you don't have a clean break, but a chip or a small missing piece? You can still fix it. For this, you want a thicker gap-filling adhesive, and UV resin is excellent for this. First, clean the chipped area defectuously with alcohol. Then, to contain the resin, you can create a small dam around the chip using clear packing tape on the front and back of the glass, leaving the chipped area exposed. Carefully fill the void with the UV resin. You might need to do this in layers, curing each layer with the UV light before adding the next. This prevents a thick application from curing improperly. Overfill the chip slightly. Once it's fully cured, you can remove the tape and use your razor blade to carefully shave the excess resin down until it's perfectly flush with the surrounding glass surface. With some patience, you can make a chip virtually disappear. So, there you have it, a complete guide to repairing broken glass. We've covered the essential safety gear, choosing the right adhesive, the critical cleaning step, and the techniques for applying both UV resin and epoxy. Remember, the key to a great repair is preparation and patience. A clean surface and a careful dry fit will set you up for success. While this method is amazing for decorative items, picture frames, and small household glass, always remember that it's not suitable for anything that holds hot liquids, goes in the microwave or dishwasher, or for structural glass like car windshields, which require professional attention. I hope this video gives you the confidence to tackle your next broken glass project. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more DIY tips and tricks. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you may tried this repair yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.